We are Yisku'u. We formed in 2003, and our name was given to us by Clarence Jackson. Goodness sheesh.
Good morning. It's a pleasure for us to come here. How do you turn this on? Oh. Hello? Okay. Good morning. It's a pleasure for us to be here to perform for you, to help with this very touchy dedication. The warm-up that we did was Nidzi Shi Kune, And the entrance that we used was the Haida entrance, and we would like to thank Vicki Soboleff for giving us permission to use that song. It's a song to announce our peaceful intentions. The next song that we're going to do is Yena Teach, and we would like to thank Ellie Mortz from Huna for giving us permission to use this song. It's a song, Kagwantong song, that was written for Catherine Mills. The first verse translates as, "This is how the raven is, Kagwanton children. Her image always appears before her wolf." And the second verse goes, "Just like the spirit, you are gone forever, Chukanady children. Just let me dream of you."
Goodness, sheesh. On. Hello? Maka, I can't get... Testing. Oh, here he comes. Okay, I probably touched.
Yeah, it's.
What did I do?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Jab's on.
Okay, this will be announced. Okay.
Windy.
Hello. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, the next song that we're going to do is the Aleut Seabird song. Our dance group, Yis Ku'u, is a multicultural group comprised of Tlingit, Haida, Tsimshian, Aleut. We have members of the Navajo Nation and Cherokee Nation in our group. Once again, I'd like to thank members of Yautei, I think Eagle Raven Dancers, the Kagwantan Dance Group for helping us out today. The song that we're going to do is an Aleut Seabird song. As many of you knew, in World War II, a lot of our Aleut people were relocated in Southeast Alaska. A lot of the songs down here, the Tlingit people learned. And at an AFN convention in 1992, one of the Tlingit elders got up and talked about those songs. Those songs would have been lost forever if it weren't for the people of Southeast, the Tlingit people. And this is one of our favorite songs, the Aleut Seabird song. Gunas Chish Deutschem Hawa.
The next song that we're gonna do is another Kagwantan song that's called Tau Yat. It was a song that was recorded for Tau Yat in 1904 on a wax cylinder. The first verse, Tau Yat hears of a relative that was dying. His grief was so great, he felt as if his grandfather's house had turned over with him. He asks, "What raven will help me?" The second verse is directed to Tau Yat's wife, who he asks to support him in his grief with her religion.
The next song that we're going to do is one that our elder Cece Unick in our group has taught us, and it's the Wushkitan love song, one of our favorite songs. Of course, we say they're all our favorites. Thank you. Gunas Chish, Hawa Deutschem.
Okay, next up, we're going to be doing the Haida Eagle song, which portrays an eagle flying over Forester Island in southeast Alaska. Touchdown.
Jiwa
we have to do a Raven song. We're going to do a song we were given permission to do this song by Marlene Johnson. We'd like to ask her to come up by us. And we haven't done this for a while, so we're gonna do okay. Marlene, the J.C. Johnson song.
Okay, I am Walter Soboleff Jr., and I would like to thank the good people of Akwan for allowing us onto their land. Guna Cheese, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yes Koo dance group and friends who have joined them today. Thank you very much for being here today. This is a very happy day for the Alaska Native community, and we hope it's really a happy day for the rest of Alaska to join us. This is a wonderful day for all of us. My name is Albert Kukash. I'm the chairman of the board of Sealaska. I'd like to take the opportunity to recognize members of the board that are here today, and even those that aren't here today, and not everybody could make it. Would you please join me to recognize the vice chairman of the board, Rosita Worrell. Rosita, would you please stand to be recognized? Would you please join me to welcome and recognize Patrick Anderson, if Patrick is here. Could we recognize, please, who is not here today, an individual who's commercial fishing at the time, Sydney Edenshaw from Heidelberg. And from Juneau, and I know she's here, Barbara Cadiente Nelson. Where are you, Barbara? There she is right there. Recognize Barbara. Thank you very much, Barbara. And from Wrangell originally, who lives in Seattle now, Richard Reinhardt, the newest member of the board. Richard? Would you please welcome, originally from Juneau here, and Haynes, of course, and all the way from Washington, D.C., where she's the executive director of the National Congress of American Indians, Jackie Peda. Would you please stand to be recognized? Jackie, she's with the dance group there. Thank you. From Seattle, and I don't think he's here today, but I wish he was, it'd be, would you please welcome and recognize Tate London, member of the board. He is here today, so from Yakutat, Alaska, would you please welcome Byron Malott. Byron, please stand to be recognized. And since Jody lives in Juneau, I'm sure she's here. Would you please welcome and recognize Jody Mitchell. There she is over there. And I know he's here today from Yakutat originally, Joe Nelson, a member of the board. Joe, would you please be recognized there? Joe's right there. And from Haynes, Cluckwan, he's here today, even though commercial fishing is opening. Bill Thomas, former representative Bill Thomas. Where are you at, Bill? Anybody see him? Behind me? Oh, he's over there. The president of Clinton Haida Central Council is here with us today, member of the board, Edward Thomas. Would you please stand to be recognized? We'd also like to recognize Sealaska Heritage Institute's Board of Trustees. Would you please welcome the chairman of the board, the chairwoman of the board, Marlene Johnson. Would you please stand to be recognized? The vice chairman of the board, Bob Martin from Juneau. Bob, are you here? He may not be here, but let's recognize Bob. Thank you very much. I hope he is here. Secretary of the Board of Trustees, Joe Nelson. Let's recognize him again. Thank you for your work, Joe. Jeannie Brennig is here. Let's welcome and recognize Jeannie Brennig, a member of the Sealaska Heritage Institute Board of Trustees. Can we recognize Ethel Lund, please, a member of the Board of Trustees, former member of Sealaska's board. She's right there. Wave some more, Ethel. There she is, see? Thank you. Leading the dance group today, and we really appreciate her. She's a member of the Sealaska's Board Institute Board of Trustees, Nancy Barnes. Wave, Nancy. I know he's not here, but we really appreciate his work. Patrick Anderson, member of the Sealaska Board also. Please recognize him. And from Sitka, a member of the Sealaska's Institute Board of Trustees, Mike Miller is not here today, but let's recognize Mike Miller. And I hope she's here today because she lives here in Juneau. Sken George, where are you, Sken? Are you here? Anybody see her? If not, let's recognize and thank Sken George for her work. For those of you interested in donations today to this wonderful project, we have a donation box by Todd. Todd, stand up and wave so we can see the donation box. We have a donation box there for people who would like to contribute today. We'd also like to thank the Akwan, on whose lands the center will be built, and we really thank them for allowing us to build it on their homelands. I'd like to recognize some special people in the crowd today. I hope and I get all of the members of the family of Dr. Walter Soboleff who are here today. I want them to be recognized. First, the oldest brother, Sasha Soboleff. Where are you, Sasha? And there's Sasha right behind you. Would you please recognize him? Walter Soboleff Jr. is with the dance group. Please stand to be recognized. Ross Soboleff is one of the sons, and he is here someplace. Ross, there you are. Thank you very much for being here, Ross. A couple of grandchildren who are here that I recognize. Chris Burke, would you please raise your hand to be recognized? Chris Burke, a member of the Juneau Police Force. Thank you, Chris, for being here. Nathan Soboleff is here. Nathan, where are you? There he is over there. Wave, Nathan. I want to thank also and recognize Governor Sean Parnell and the Alaska Legislature for supporting the center, and we really appreciate the work from the legislators who were there to support this, and for the governor for not vetoing it. Thank you very much. I want to thank former Mayor Bruce Bertello, who's running around in shorts, believe it or not. Where are you, Bruce? Over there. Come on out, let us see your legs. And we want to also thank the current mayor, Meryl Sanford, who is here, just to recognize you for that. Thank you very much for that. We also want to thank the Juneau Assembly for their support. I want to recognize first Carlton Smith. Carlton, where are you? Carlton's right there. Thank you very much, member of the Assembly. Johan Dibdahl, my good buddy. Where are you, Johan? There he is over there. Thank you, Johan. Mary Becker. Mary Becker, thank you very much for your help. A lot of this wouldn't have happened unless the Student Assembly stepped up, and they really did. Jesse Keel, where are you, Jesse? There she is, there he is back there. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for being here. Lauren Jones. Lauren, thank you very much for being here. Karen Crane. Karen, thank you so much. Randy Wanamaker, one of our own. Where are you, Randy? Randy's right there with the hat on. Jerry Nankervis, where are you? Jerry. I want to remind the members of the Assembly, after we do the groundbreaking ceremonies with the mayor and the governor, we'd like you all to come up here and take a shovel and get a picture taken. We'd like that opportunity to have you be part of the process today, after the ceremony with the groundbreaking. I'd like to acknowledge the top financial contributors to the Walter Soboleff Center. Let's start with Sealaska Corporation, who purchased this piece of property when you all called it the hole in the ground. And Sealaska contributed in turn to Sealaska Heritage Foundation for this wonderful project. The City and Borough of Juneau, thank you very, very much for your vote that got us to the place of the contribution of the City of Juneau. The State of Alaska, again, thank you very much. The Rasmussen Foundation, the Walter Soboleff Trust, the Cruise Industry Charitable Foundation, and I see John Binkley is here, former Senator of the state, John Binkley. Where are you, John? Recognize John, thank you very much. The Juneau Lions Club, thank you very much, the Juneau Lions Club. The M.J. Murdoch Charitable Trust, thank you very much. We really appreciate your help. The Alaska Native Education Program, thank you very much for that. The Art Place, and there's numerous other individuals who contributed. We still have to raise about $4 million to finish building this, but we're well along the way of getting it done, and we want to get started, and this is the first step. And anybody else who wants to make a donation, again, there's our donation box. You know anybody with $4 million to spend? Ask them to come over. I want to read a couple of letters really quick, and then we'll get to a couple of speakers that we have. The first letter is from the Alaska State Legislature, from Beth Kurtula, Representative Beth Kurtula, and Senator Dennis Egan, who couldn't be here today. It's to Dr. Rosita Worrell. Dear Dr. Worrell, please accept our regrets that we're not able to join you in person today. We want to share with you the joy and pride we feel in today's groundbreaking. The center has been a long time coming. In many ways, Southeast Alaska has been stronger and more vibrant Alaska Native institutions than other parts of the state. But we've been behind our northern legislators, northern neighbors in building this sort of our cultural center. The Walter Soboleff Center will bring the capital city back into the lead in honoring, celebrating, and embracing the importance of First Alaskans to our state and to all Alaska communities. Alaska children will learn here. Tribes will celebrate and honor elders' culture and language here. Visitors will expand their horizons here. And more than that, Sealaska Heritage Institute will continue its important work here. Among the past, studying the past, documenting the present, and strengthening the future of Alaska's Southeast Alaska natives. It is fitting that the Dr. Walter Soboleff's name is attached to the building that will rise in downtown Juneau. His life is a testament to a 102-year textbook on the powerful currents of Alaska Native culture that flow through and shape our region. It is one of the great honors of our time in public service to help fund this vision. Congratulations on today's groundbreaking ceremony, Senator Dennis Egan, Representative Beth Kurtula. Join me in thanking them for their work, please. From the United States Senate, this is to Dr. Rosita Whirl, and it starts, "Dear friends, I am so regretful that I'm unable to join you for today's groundbreaking of the Walter Soboleff Center. When complete, the center will be an incredible, valuable asset to both Juneau and Alaska. It will house space for art demonstrations and exhibits, retail sales, and venues for ceremonies, education, and cultural outreach. I cannot think of a more fitting tribute to Dr. Walter Soboleff than becoming the namesake of this cultural center. Dr. Soboleff's generosity, kindness, and strong spirit made him loved by the people all across the state of Alaska. He espoused traditional Native values. He helped preserve the past while preparing the future for generations. He was a spiritual leader who helped both Native and non-Native people and bridge cultures at a time when segregation was the norm. Throughout his entire life, he never ceased to be an advocate for Alaska Native civil rights. Thank you to the Heritage Foundation for making this center possible. I applaud everyone who took part in planning, executing, and participating in this project. Thank you very much, Senator Lisa Murkowski. I'd like now to ask Byron Malott, the former CEO of Sealaska Corporation, President of Sealaska Corporation, currently a member of the Sealaska Board, who is the chairman of the SHI Capital Campaign Committee, to come forward to say make a few comments to you. Byron?
This, of course, to all of us. First, my name is Kudeith Ta of the Humpback people, the Raven people of Yakutat. And I also thank and I'm grateful to the Auk and possibly the Taku people for letting us be on their land. And there will be more words spoken about Dr. Walter Soboleff, but I just want to say how honored I am to have known him, how honored we are to have had the Soboleff family allow us to use his name and his memory for this great building. I also want to say that at a very young age, because I'm real young now, I was involved with the passage of the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act. And I remember that Congress asked us, if we are to give you a very significant settlement, how do we know you have the capacity to manage such a large potential settlement? And we looked amongst ourselves, and there were very few of us who were professionals. So very few of us who were even college graduates. So very few of us who could meet what then was a definition of being successful. And when we had a hearing in Congress, one of the people we took, and his daughter is with us, was Cecil Barnes from Cordova. And he was a leader of the Prince William Sound, the Copper River region. And we took Cecil specifically because he had a mortgage. He owned his own house, and he was making payments. And what is more American and fiscally responsible than to be in debt and pay your bills? And to stand here today, and I just had the other day also an individual who has a long history but is not Native of involvement with the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act. And we were talking about the groundbreaking for this building. And he said, Byron, he said, I've watched ANCSA from afar. And he said, I know of the financial success and the business success. He said, but what happened in Fairbanks with the Morris Thompson Cultural Center, Visitor Center, what happened in Anchorage with the establishment of the Alaska Native Heritage Center, and now more than anything else, because it is a direct relationship between a regional corporation and its nonprofit entity, that the creation of this vision, this building, and what it will do, not just for Alaska Natives, but for all of Alaskans, is to me what ANCSA was all about. It really is. This is what ANCSA is all about. To create another giant step in Alaska's Native peoples, contributing their strength and their essence and their beauty and their values and their traditions and their heritage to all Alaska, and even to the nation, because Sealaska Heritage Institute has grand plans and relationships across the country and across the world to make this institute a very vibrant part of the future of First Peoples and all peoples in our future. Albert has recognized a number of those who have been involved with the fundraising, who have contributed at significant levels. We have members of the development committee here. Albert has introduced a number of them, and they have been invited by Sealaska Heritage to be here, but we do have a job before us. And they graciously have contributed their time and their effort to continue the fundraising efforts to make this building the dream that it has become and the reality that it will become. I also want to, as I look out in the crowd, I see many of our elders from communities, from Juneau, from other places, people who have provided leadership, people who have been the strength behind all that we do, those who have said, do what you need to do in order to keep us who we are, to celebrate who we are, and to make us continue to be a contributing and positive part of the larger society. And to our elders, I say, Gunakchish, Gunakchish. So thank you, Albert, for giving me this opportunity to speak briefly. And Albert was joking a little bit, but we really want you to contribute. We want this building to belong to all of us, and we're making every effort to do that. And we look forward to be in Alaska's capital, Governor, in Alaska's capital, Representative Engstrom. I knew her as a little girl, and Kathy Munoz will always be to me Kathy Engstrom. But you know, it's located in a very special place. It's accessibility to the capital, it's accessibility to the downtown visitor industry, it's accessibility to the community's business. We look forward to completing the project and your assistance in doing that. So thank you very much.
Would you please join me to welcome the President and CEO of Sealaska Corporation to the microphone, Mr. Chris McNeil.
Thank you very much, Albert. My name is Chris McNeil, and my Tlingit name is Shaguni of the Dakhlawidi clan of up in Chilkat country, Klukwan. I want to thank every one of you for being here to share with us this incredible moment of the groundbreaking of the Walter Soboleff Center. it's a moment that I think is so fitting that this is named for Dr. Walter Soboleff. I know that many of you know that he was a cultural bearer, but he was also a person who could speak with anyone in any crowd, any place. And it really is a symbol of what we are here today, that we're building and creating an opportunity for sustaining our culture, our language, our art, but it also is a very important moment for our work with everyone in the community. That this center is really a win for everybody. It really contributes, and we're going to see for the future that it will be something that will really add and change the nature of this downtown area. And so for that, I really appreciate you being here. There are really great things to happen here for the future. I also want to recognize the many people, the many elders, the Tlingit elders who really contributed from the beginning on the Sealaska, especially the Elders Committee. And this really is built upon the contributions of so many of our tribal members starting in 1980, starting with the invention of the celebration, which was really the brainchild of our elders. And this is really built upon all of that. And I just want to make sure that they and all of their contributions are recognized, because it really is so important to us. And so with that, thank you so much. We really appreciate everyone's contribution to what we have here, and especially the state of Alaska, the legislature, the city of Juneau. It's been an incredible contribution to us jointly. Thank you very much. Ganashish.
And we have a special guest here today, and not that everybody else isn't special, but everybody is special. We'd like to have Byron Malott come up and introduce our next speaker, if he would. Byron.
It is with great honor that I've been asked to introduce the Governor of Alaska and First Lady Sean and Sandy Parnell, and I wonder if you'd come up here and join me, please. I've learned that the governor has laryngitis and that Sandy will be speaking on his behalf. I suggested to him earlier that if he did that on a fairly regular basis, his ratings would probably go right through the roof. So, but I want to say that over the years I've known the Parnell name well. I worked with his father when he was a member of the Anchorage Assembly, when he was in the Alaska legislature. He was a really good man and was good for Alaska. And therefore, you know, it is no surprise that he has a son who follows in his footsteps. He is a governor who has large dreams for Alaska, but he also cares for every single person in our state. And he values us to the degree that he wants to have an Alaska that is free of violence, an Alaska that is free of abuse, an Alaska in which every child and every person is cherished, and a state in which the safety of our peoples every single day, in every single place, in every single way, is made the vision and the reality of our future. So I honor him. I'm honored to be in his presence, and I give you Governor Sean Parnell and First Lady Sandy.
Let me just prove it to you for a minute, okay? Sandy will take it away. Thanks.
I'm surprised he could say that much today. We found ourselves in a bit of a frustrating situation, both a little humorous as well, and we're getting a little fun at Sean's expense for not being able to speak for a few days. But we wanted to be here because we love and respect Dr. Walter Soboleff so much and his family, and we're very honored to support the Walter Soboleff Center. So we've got an arrangement here today. We're standing side by side together, and I'll speak the words that Sean has for you. What an amazing gathering of community on such a beautiful day and such an incredible summer. And what a wonderful way to celebrate Dr. Soboleff's life among us and our memories of him. Both of us had such great admiration for Dr. Soboleff and his love and kindness, which he personally poured out on us when we moved here to Juneau in 2009. He has a generosity of spirit and respect for all people. He embodied goodness and mercy and reminded us all to take care of our elders as we would one day be them too. Wise words from a very wise man. Sean saw the vision you have for this center, and he is proud to share in that vision through state funding in his budgets. We know that putting together the funding and design for such a project takes many hearts and hands, and so we want to congratulate all who have been part of this, whether your role has been large or small, in moving this forward. The Walter Soboleff Center will be a signature building in the Capitol and the heartbeat of this community. The center will share Dr. Soboleff's vision of learning, celebrating, and preserving Native traditions and ceremonies. A building that stands, like Dr. Soboleff stands in our hearts and memories, as a bridge between cultures. A building whose purpose will be for the benefit of all. Like Dr. Soboleff himself, let this center stand for peace and understanding, for mutual respect and honor, for working together to lift all people up. That by lifting people up, it will communicate to the world the values of Alaska and the values of Dr. Soboleff. We are so proud of the Sealaska Heritage Institute for bringing this from the spark of an idea, off the drawing table, and into our heart of our community. Thank you very much.
Would you please join me to welcome the mayor of this great city of Juneau, Merrill Sanford, to come up? Would you please join me up on the stage, please? I don't know if you noticed those two beautiful pieces of jewelry that the governor is sporting and that the mayor is sporting here. These are gifts from the Sealaska Heritage Foundation for being here today. The rest of us didn't get anything, but we're glad you did.
Thanks, Albert. Albert and I used to play basketball against one another. I'd knock him down and he'd keep getting up, and they'd beat the heck out of us all the time. So Albert, thank you. It is with a great deal of pleasure and pride that I, your mayor, join you today on this gorgeous, beautiful day to share in the groundbreaking ceremony of Sealaska Heritage Institute's Walter Soboleff Center. Mayor Malott, President McNeil, Governor Parnell, Senator Kukesh, or friend basketball player Kukesh, Rosita Worrell, President of SHI, Juneau delegation, Kathy, who's here, President Ed Thomas, Central Council, Clinton Haida Indians, A&B, A&S Grand Camp Presidents Bill Martin and Frida Westman, and fellow assembly members. You know, I have a hard time getting all the assembly members together for a meeting, but here at your celebration today, I think Jerry Nankervis has probably showed up, so all 9 of us are here at this celebration. Thank you, assembly members. It is truly an honor to be here with all of you on this glorious occasion. Today, we start coming up out of the ground with the vision that has been worked on for many years and by many people. The theme, envisioning our future through the reflections of our past, is absolutely right on target for what will happen in this structure in the next generations to come. It will take many more years and dedication of lots of people to bring together the dreams and visions that will come out of this project and this building. So today we continue down this path, expecting great vision and leadership to move forward with SHI's mission. and that is to perpetuate and enhance the cultures of the Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian tribes of Southeast Alaska. SHI is at the forefront of cultural preservation and restoration with implications for all Alaskans and our nation in sustaining our country's rich cultural diversity. By naming your project the Walter Soboleff Center, you honor his life and dedication to all the people in Juneau. He practiced the traditional Native values, especially Hasha'un, honoring our past while preparing a better future for our children's children. Thank you for letting me take part today in this ceremony.
Would you please welcome to the stage the President of Tlingit Haida Central Council, Tlingit Haida Indians of Alaska, Mr. Edward Thomas.
Tawasagu gunas chish nakani. Zach you khatu zag. Shans gedek you khatu zag. Skill Quidans and Haida. I'm honored to have two Tlingit names, one Zahu and one Shans Gedek, and a Haida name of Skill Quidans. Yesna Khatsati, Sukrinedi Ayakhat. I'm a dog salmon of the raven moiety. I'm truly honored to join all of you in congratulating the Sealaska Heritage Institute in its success in the groundbreaking for a very important celebration of our culture. I also want to take the time to thank the Ak people for allowing us to have this ceremony on their land, as well as the Wishkitan on the Eagle side. As we join here today to acknowledge the accomplishment of the Sealaska Heritage Institute, it is good to see all of you out there, especially those of you that are wearing your clan crests, your regalia. I want to especially thank the dance group for bringing our past forward to kick this off in the right way by acknowledging the dances that are the songs that have come through the generations through word of mouth. Things that we cherish today were brought forth by those before us. Today, all Tlingit Haida people are joining in this celebration. It is very important that we acknowledge the successes of our culture as we move forward. And so on behalf of Tlingit Haida Central Council, I want to once again thank Sealaska for this opportunity and Sealaska Heritage Institute for this opportunity to say a few words at this very important gathering. Gonas Chish, Hawa.
We were hoping to have the three members of the Juneau delegation here to join us, Senator Egan, Senator Representative Kurtula, and Representative Munoz, but the most important one is here. So would you please welcome Representative Kathy Munoz, please.
Thank you. It's a real privilege and a pleasure to be here today. Many individuals and organizations came together in support of this project. On the state level, the Juneau delegation, Senator Egan, Representative Kurtula, and myself presented a unified voice to the Finance Committee in support of this project. I'd like to recognize the Finance co-chairs during the 2010 and 2011 budget process, co-chairs Bill Stoltz of Eagle River of Chugiak, and former Representative Bill Thomas. Both were very instrumental in supporting the project and allowing the funding to move forward on the House side. The total state support for the project, thank you, The total state support for this project came over 2 years, 2010 and 2011, of $7 million. $4.5 million is from the general fund, and $2.5 million is from the cruise ship industry. And I appreciate the support of the industry for this vital project. Thank you. Also, I'd like to recognize the efforts of Dr. Rosita Worrell and her assistant, her able assistant, Lee Cattinger, who's here in the audience. Lee and Rosita were very active at the Capitol. They worked very hard. They talked to legislators. They wrote letters of support. They testified at committee hearings. And without their support and activity at the Capitol, the state funding would have been very difficult. So I appreciate their efforts as well. And also the legislature works very closely with the governor through the development of the budget, and it would be without Governor Parnell's support of this project, the funding at the state level certainly would not have happened. So I appreciate the governor for being here and for your support as well. And then finally, I want to recognize the Soboleff family, and particularly the vision for naming this facility after Dr. Walter Soboleff. Dr. Walter Soboleff meant a great deal to my family. He was the minister of my grandfather and grandmother to their church and to my father, and we had a very close relationship with him throughout the years. And whenever I heard him speak, I was always touched by his words of peace and his words of camaraderie, his words of respect for individual, for community, for culture. And I believe strongly that his spirit and his teachings will be incorporated and encapsulated in this wonderful facility. Thank you for being here. Gunas Chish.
I'd like to call up the president, the A&B Grand President, Bill Martin, and I understand he's going to be accompanied by Mr. Sasha Soboleff. Would you please come forward, Sasha? Bill? Bill, let Selena sit for a minute. We'll bring her up after you guys are done. Selena, just sit for a minute. It may take a minute for them. I don't want you standing up here all that time. Just sit for a minute. I'll call you up in a minute. Yeah. Bill, and this is Bill Martin, president of Grand Camp President, and Sasha Soboleff. We'll bring her up after. I don't want her standing.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible day and what an incredible honor that is unfolding here in the city of Juneau, and literally the capital of this culture. On behalf of Grand President Bill Martin, as first Vice President of Grand Camp of A&B, I want to express to you, on behalf of the Alaska Native Brotherhood and Sisterhood, what a distinct honor and pleasure to be a part of this wonderful event. And for those things which we hold dear in our hearts, it is so grateful to have this unfold before us in the name of our dad, Dr. Walter Soboleff. We've also been honored with the opportunity to speak on behalf of the family, and there are so many parts of this wonderful event that need not go unnoticed, the least of which, on a sunny day in the month of June, on the 1st of June, Genevieve and Walter Soboleff got off the steamship and put their foot on this sacred ground. All that's left now is an older sister, 3 brothers who carry the name Soboleff. And it is with deep respect and honor that we would say to the Sealaska Heritage Institute leader, Dr. Worrell, to publicly say to you on behalf of the family, we are so respectful of everything that you are about to do, and we bear no ill will whatsoever to dissuade anything that has been going on, and we respect all that are coming on behalf of our father, Dr. Walter Soboleff, and we appreciate all those efforts, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you. And as Dad would say to us, and you need to remember this, the message of Jesus Christ and his hope is real. You need to take knowledge of how that works in whatever you do. If you've not prayed to your Heavenly Father, pray. If you've not opened the good book to read at least one verse, do so. If you've not thought about going to church to worship, begin this Sunday. I can hear those words coming out of my dad's mouth time and time again as he was here. And so take that to heart, and thank you very much.
We'll now hear from Selena Everson on behalf of the Alaska Native Sisterhood. On behalf of Alaska Native Sisterhood.
Goodness cheese, with two handsome men escorting me at my age. Goodness cheese, hakau digan, xiao da neke. Goodness cheese, Juneau. Goodness cheese, Governor, for being here. For the dignitaries, Merrill Sanford. Goodness cheese, what a day. What a day to break ground for such a truly Christian man. Through his church, his guidance through AMB, the oldest Native organization in the United States, Alaska Native Brotherhood and Sisterhood. We thank him for his guidance, for his letters to us, encouraging AMB and us to go forward. So we'll go forward for another 100 years. And thank you, Goodness Cheese, Sealaska. Goodness Cheese, Dr. Whirl, directors, Sealaska Heritage Foundation. We have progressed from our Tlingit box of culture to a building that will carry on Dr. Walter Soboleff's legacy. We have come a long way. We have a long way to go. We have a long way to accomplish everything that was the future sight of Dr. Walter A. Soboleff. Dr. Soboleff came from Killisnoo, which is, I call a suburb of my hometown, Angoon, on Admiralty Island, the capital of Admiralty Island. Thank you so much, Al. His Tlingit name, Kajakte, was Albert, Senator Kukash's father. His other Tlingit name was Tauchan. And with that, I will say goodness cheese to all of you. And what a beautiful day this is. Thank you, goodness cheese, Chao Daneke, goodness cheese, Dr. Soboleff's family. What a legacy this great and honorable man has left us. Goodness cheese.
This wouldn't be appropriate without a cultural part to this program this afternoon. So to lead us into the cultural part of our program, I'm going to ask Dr. Rosita World to come forward to introduce the Eagle and the Raven, who will be speaking.
Thank you, noble people of the land, for being here. Thank you for coming to join us in great celebration of our cultural survival and our going into the future. We have lived on this land for 10,000 years, and it is our dream, our hope, and our purpose that we are going to be here for another 10,000 years. We have developed cultural values and cultural practices that allowed us to flourish, that allowed us to build a great culture, that allowed us to go into the interior of Alaska, that allowed us to go into California. Our culture was a great culture, and we have cultural practices that allowed us to develop some of the greatest art in this world, and to build houses along the whole coast of southeastern Alaska. And so we would like to share with you the cultural practices where we go forth and construct another great building. And I would like to invite two great cultural leaders representing the Eagles and the Ravens. And I would ask David Katzig, Shadehane of the Shangu Kwedi, to come forward. I would ask that Paul Marks of the Slukahadi of the Chilkats come forward representing the Ravens. Gulachish.
Akhidu de Sheikh. Ik tek.
Wat je?
Klein Gunalchisha. De Kachihan Yat Ye Na Kecha.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to that everyone that is here for being with us. Thank you indeed. I feel very good about this.
Our ancestors just breathed upon us. Gunalchish.
He stands here to represent the Slukach Adi clan.
My sister Nora Kehune, Jackie Johnson, and I'm sure there are others here.
Yes, it is now my desire. It is now time, our way of life. That it will be heard from my mouth, this, our way of life. Yes, now while I am still alive. Long ago, our way of life unfolded to this. And it is here. It used to be our land, the Tlingit. Us who are Tlingit, it was our land. We lived on it. And from there, our decision was made. And now to this our way of life unfolded. It evolved this way. And now it is as if it's becoming extinct. This is what our ancestors and our mothers' brothers would say. At this time, Let's hear what we're saying, what they said.
Hey ho, hey ho, hey ho, hey ho.
This is the sound that was made, and the voice was shaky. Nephews were trained to go into the water in the wintertime with the ice floating on the water's edge. This is what was done to prepare them for conflicts and hard times. This training would strengthen their bodies. And the cry that you heard that was given by Kinkaudunik, their voices would waver. The sound was heard like a sense of fear, and yet a sense of determination, and also a sense of death.
Ye naka akhon khtanawak. Ye gaya khwan.
This is what my older brother would say. Be of good courage. Be of good courage.
Ya ye jane just tat ijiyasaya tiket nach yesaya.
This is the work. This is your work. It is not just for you. It is for everyone. Even from a long time ago, our grandchildren. Were placed high above ourselves. Yes. They were cherished. And even those things that we treasure. We would offer up to them. To those who are our grandchildren. And you have untied it for us. And that is why now it will be opened. This container of wisdom that was left in our hands. Our mother's brothers, and our grandparents, and our ancestors. They are here right now. And because of this time, the cover has fallen away. Our culture, from our culture, our Tlingit people, how they used to do things. Those who are our predecessors. Those of us who are Tlingit. The cover will fall away for our culture. Those who are Tlingit. Our respect for each other will be uncovered. At this time. At this time. Thank you for listening to me. Be of good courage. And that is all.
Interpreter of Ute. I don't have an interpreter. I'll speak through the Tlingit language as well as the English language. Anyat Kosane, Anyat Kusani, Anyat Kusani. Ach ish has ganach tedi. So ach ish has ganach adi. Ach sani has de shitan. Gunnal chish we adayai de chunya yaigi gunnal chish adayai de chunya. Ho 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 ye diatuka. Most noble children of the earth, my father's kinsmen of the Ganach Tedi clan, the Ganach Adi, and also the Deshitan, and also the Takwanedi. Thank you for the way you are representing your families and your communities. My grandfather's people of the Tlukach Adi clan, thank you so very much. Most noble children of the earth, the land, the Dakdain Ton clan, my mother's grandparents, thank you for how you're representing your family and who you are and where you're from, and the nobility that you have as a family of Dakdain Ton people. And my most valuable outer shell, Kix Adi, Kix Adi. Gonna cheese ade yayi de chunya yayi kigi. Kai Johan so Johan Nikak at Wutuhani at Wutuna they at Wutuguti. And those of you that own this land, that settled this land that we're walking on today, that we stand around on today. Yachtehit Kwan, the people of the Yachtehit, the Slenedi people, thank you so very much for allowing us to walk on your land. A long time ago, we never just stepped onto the land of our families, even though they were family members. We never stepped onto the land and just took it for granted, because it was very important for us. And this is not a tradition, just a custom that we do. It's how we respect one another. And this is the essence of being Tlingit. This is the essence of being Walter Soboleff. What you're hearing right now from us is the essence of being Tlingit people. This community's name is Jantikihini. Everybody say it, Jantikihini. Say it again, Jantikihini. Get excited about it. Say Jantikihini. Say it from your heart, Jantikihini. This is the name of the community that we're all on. This has a Tlingit name. It's not Juneau. It's Jantikihini for us Tlingit people. The other thing that I want to say is acknowledge those individuals who have gone before. There were so many of them that sat up there in the boardroom of Sealaska Corporation, and they were speaking out. They were talking about those things that were very important for them. They said to us people, we don't want our children walking over the earth, over their communities, not knowing what Yakutat meant, not knowing what Sitka meant, not knowing what Angoon meant, not knowing what Huna meant, not knowing what Sitka meant, not knowing what Skagway meant, not knowing what Tlakwan meant, Tlawak, Cake, and all the other lists of names. And here's the thing that I want to conclude my comments on. Some of these people that were sitting in those rooms those days was a lady by the name of Barbara Kedianti Nelson, and the man who spoke before me, Paul Marks, and another person by the name of Fred White. And here's the thing that is very, very important in history. Walter Soboleff had a cousin, and she's not, I don't know if she's here today, but her name is Irene Kedianti. And could you stand, please? They were really, really close family members. And her name was Jikate Tla. Jikate Tla was her name. What a precious name to have, Jikate Tla. That which is precious in the arms of a mother. Isn't that a beautiful name? That which is valuable, precious in the arms of a mother. That was her name. And the other one everybody would say, and sometimes people would laugh at this name. They said jokingly, and Walter's Tlingit name, one of his names was Ao Chun. And some people used words that were not very, very, very complimentary. But I want to set that straight today, because one of the things they used was a wrong kind of word. Ao Chun, the most precious odor of the raven wings. The precious odor. It didn't have anything to do with the smelly feather of the raven. Pardon me for losing my thought here, but I want to make this clear. It is a very precious, precious name. And here I'm going to finish right now, I promise. Iya achjaga, iya achjaga, iya achjaga, iya achjaga. Adetlingen, Janas achia, iya achjaga. The question that I'm asking is this: can you hear it? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? The voices of our ancestors are ringing over this earth this very moment. From 10,000 years ago, right to where we're standing this very moment. Thank you very much for allowing us eagles. My eagle brothers are standing here, and there's some out here, a lot of eagles, for allowing us to witness what's going to happen. Can you hear peace? Can you hear serenity? Can you hear love? Can you hear forgiveness? Can you hear kindness? Can you hear generosity? That's what we're talking about when we say, can you hear it? Because it's easy to hear all the other negative things than to really hear those things. That's what we're about, Tlingit people. That's who we are. And that's the way we have been. And so I believe Hadikian Hau Hashigenya Hastukatu Kayak Kahegu is the one who has given us blessing beyond blessing. And it will continue on. So let's continue on. Let's give Walter a really great high. I can see him smiling and laughing and telling me, be quiet now, son.
We're going to have now a groundbreaking ceremony. We'll ask Governor Parnell, Mayor Sanford, Chris McNeil, and Marlene Johnson to come forward if they would. And while they're doing that, while they're getting ready, I want to make sure that everybody understands that this cultural center is not just Tlingit Haida, We have a lot of Native groups that have, and Rosita said this morning, that have come into this area that are part of us, the Tsimshian people, and a lot of people who are Native people who live in Juneau, Alaska, and who are part of the Southeast culture now, and we really appreciate having them with us. It's part of this center is going to be for many Alaska Native people who live in this region, and we really appreciate having them being part of it today. For example, many members of the dance group that danced are part of the Tsimshian people or the Eskimo and the Yupik people. Would you please come forward and grab a shovel? Now don't hurt yourself. And David Katzik is, wait, David Katzik's going to count down before we do this. David? We need it. Count down, 3, 2, 1, I think. Drummer. Where's the drum? Go ahead.
Flag, Dech, Nask. Oh, one more time.